Today we are going to study the chapter, the verb, which is very important topic in English. There are 8 parts of speech, as we all know, noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, interjection, conjunction, preposition. All these are the 8 parts of speech in English. For framing a sentence, we need different types of verbs. And out of 8 parts of speech, the verb is one of them. Let us study the topic verb in detail. As you have already studied in the previous classes, doing words or action words are called verbs. Clear? Doing words or action words are verbs. The same topic we will study in detail now. Here the sentence is written on the board. Radha sang and danced with joy. Radha sang and danced with joy. Can you recognize the action words in this sentence? What are the words expressing the action? Yes, we can see the words sang and danced. These are the 2 words which are expressing the action. The word sang is expressing the action of singing, and word danced is expressing the action of dancing. Now, these action words are called verbs. These action words are called verbs. They are verbs because they are expressing the action. They are showing the action. A verb is a word which shows action, which expresses action. A verb is the most important word in a sentence. It is an essential part of the predicate. Now, verb is the heart of the sentence. Without verb, sentence is always incomplete. Sentence cannot be completed without verb. So it is very important part of the sentence, and it is an essential part of the predicate. You know, sentence is made up of 2 parts, the subject and the predicate. The subject and the predicate. Subject is about what we speak in a sentence. Subject is about what we speak in a sentence, and predicate is whatever we speak about that subject. It's called the predicate. For example, I will write a short sentence here. I love ice cream. I love ice cream. In this sentence, about what we speak? What is the subject? I is the subject. And whatever we speak about that subject is called the predicate. Love ice cream is predicate. Now, you can recognize here in this sentence the word which is expressing the action. That is love. So, love is a verb. Love is a verb which is the part of the predicate. Love is always the part of the predicate. In this sentence also, Richa sang and danced with joy. Richa is the subject. Sang and danced with joy is the predicate. So always remember, verb is very important word in a sentence. Without a verb, the sentence can never be completed, and verb is always the part of the predicate. Now, another important thing, on page number 30, you can see nouns can be made into verbs by adding E. Here, nouns can be made into verbs. We can make verbs from the nouns. we can make verbs from the nouns by adding the letter E with it. Let's see example. Cloth, C-L-O-T-H, cloth. Cloth is the piece of fabric. Clear? When we add E with it, it becomes cloth. And it can be used as a verb also. Then another is bit. When we add E with it, it becomes bite. Bite is a verb. So verb can be framed from the nouns by adding E with it. Now, some verbs are called auxiliary or helping verbs like do, did, does. Dear children, only action words are not called the verbs. Verbs can be action words. Verbs can be state of being. Or verbs can show the possession. Can express the possession. Dear children, these topics I will not cover up much in detail, but because you will be studying in the next class. Clear about this state of being and possession? Only in short I will tell you. Action words means the words which express the action like jump, run, eat, drink. All these are the words showing expression. The verbs express state of being. In other words, state of being verbs identifies who or what a noun is, or noun was, or noun will be. Who or what a noun is. Noun क्या है, noun क्या था, या noun क्या होगा. Clear? In state of beings, we can see the helping verbs. If I say, Rohan is a good boy. Rohan is a good boy. What is the verb in this sentence? The verb is. Is a verb. This verb is not expressing any action, but it is expressing the state of being. It is expressing the state of being. Rohan, it is telling about the noun. What the noun is, what the noun was, or what the noun will be. Clear? It expresses noun क्या थे, क्या था, क्या होगा. All these words are called state of being. Verbs expressing state of being. Clear? Verbs expressing actions like jump, run, eat, laugh, drink. All these are verbs of action. Now the last one is possession. The verbs which show the possession, belonging. For example, I have a pen. I have a pen. What is the verb in this sentence? Have is the verb. And this verb is showing the possession. That pen belongs to me. I have a pen. Pen belongs to me. Clear? So, verbs can be of three types. Action words. Verbs can express the action, can express the state of being, or can express the possession. Clear? In your class, you will especially focus on action words in this chapter. About the state of being and possession, you will study in the coming chapters. Now, here you will know that verbs can be of two types. The main verbs helping verbs. Main verbs or helping verbs. Dear children, helping verbs are also known as auxiliary verbs. Clear? Auxiliary verbs. And in this comes the verbs expressing state of being. Helping verbs are is, are, was, were. These all are called be-type verbs. Clear? Then you can see do-type verbs. Do, does, did. Then we have type verbs. Have, has, or had. Clear? And then the modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries like will, shall, would, should, may, might, then can, could, and many more are the auxiliaries. All these types of verbs are called helping verbs or auxiliary verbs. If I write here a sentence, I am eating ice cream. I am eating ice cream. In this sentence, am is the helping verb and eating is the main verb. Clear? Now you can recognize the difference between what is helping verb and what is the main verb. Clear? Helping verbs which help the main verb to make different tenses and all. All these you will study in detail. Clear? At present, you just understand that without a verb, sentence is always incomplete. Verb is the heart of the sentence. Verb is the essential part of the predicate, and action verbs express the actions. Verbs show the actions. Clear? And also we studied about the helping verbs. Here, basically in this chapter, the three helping verbs are introduced to you. These are do, does, did. Clear? Three verbs are introduced to you in this chapter. Do, did, and does. And other helping verbs are also given here down. You can see may, might, will, would, can, could, shall, should. Clear? All these are the other auxiliary verbs. Clear? Modal auxiliaries usually we call them. Now, I will tell you about the use of do, does, and did. Clear? The helping verbs. Let us focus on do type verbs. Clear? Do type verbs. These are do type verbs. These are do, does, or did. Dear children, do and does we use in present tense. Do and does we use in present tense, and the verb did we use in past tense. Clear? The verb do and does we use in present tense, and the verb did we use in the past tense. Now, do and does are used to frame the interrogative sentences. If sentence is given in simple present tense and you are supposed to convert that sentence into a question, what you will do? You will use do or does in the beginning of the sentence. Clear? In the beginning of the sentence. Also we use do or does to make negative sentences. Clear? For example, if I write here, she likes Dear children, in this sentence the verb is likes, and likes is given in simple present tense. Like is given in simple present tense. When I ask you to change this sentence into negative form, because this is assertive form, isn't it? It is declarative sentence in assertive form, positive form. And if I ask you to change this in negative form, you need to take the helping verb do or does according to the subject. When sentence is given in simple present, you need do or does to change the sentence into negative form and also in interrogative form. And always remember, dear children, do we use when the subject is plural, and does we use with singular subject. With singular subject. Always remember, do we use in present tense with plural subject, and does we use in present tense with singular subject. Now, here I have written the sentence. I ask you to change into negative form. Dear children, here you know the subject is she. She is the subject and that is in singular form. So, with singular form we use the verb does. Clear? So, how we will change this sentence into negative? We will write she does not. She does not. She does plus the word of negation. She does not like chocolate. She does not like chocolate. Clear? Here, now you are learning the use of does or do, because the following exercise is based on this. So understand it in a proper way. She does not like. Another thing to note is, whenever we use do or does to make negative or interrogative sentence, dear children, we use base form of the verb. Here you can see likes showing present tense. S form is used with the verb, but when we use does, do or did, we do not use S or ES form of the verb. We always use this base form of the verb. It is how to change the sentence into negative. Now the same sentence, if I have to change into interrogative form. Interrogative form means asking question. What we will do? We will use do or does in the beginning of the sentence. Thus, followed by the subject. Thus, she, followed by the verb in its base form. अपने base form में रहेगा. Thus, she liked chocolate. Does she like chocolate? Question mark. Clear? Now the same sentence we have changed into interrogative form. So always remember, do, does and did are used to convert sentence into negative and interrogative form. One more example I will tell you, dear children, with the verb did. Do we use with do we always use with plural subject, and does we always use with singular subject? Now we'll talk about the verb did. Did we use in past tense? Past tense with both the subjects, singular and plural both. Clear? We use did with both the subject. Whether your subject is in singular form or plural form, you will use the verb did only. Clear? Let me write here a sentence. He played cricket. He played cricket yesterday. He played cricket yesterday. In this sentence, the verb is played. Clear? In this sentence, the verb is played. And the verb tells us that the sentence is in, the verb is in past tense, simple past tense. Past tense में है ये verb. Clear? The verb is in simple past tense. So, when I ask you to change this sentence into negative or interrogative, what will you do? You have to use the verb did. Clear? The helping verb did you will use with this. Clear? For example, he did. He did not. Word of negation. He did not play cricket yesterday. Now again notice here, as we have used the verb did, we use the base form of the verb. Clear? Did use करने पे हम verb को base form में use करेंगे. Here you can see in this sentence verb is given in past tense. Clear? ED form is used. Here also it is in past tense only. But as we have used the helping verb did, the main verb will be in its base form. Clear? The same way we use did in the beginning to make the question. Did he play cricket yesterday? Did he play cricket yesterday? You always put question mark at the end. Clear? Here you can see the word did. Okay? The word did you can see here. Question is beginning with did. So, the helping verbs do, does and did are used for changing the sentence into interrogative form and also changing the sentence into negative form. Clear? So, this is all about the verbs. All the important points of this chapter is covered up. In the next chapters, we will study in detail about the other helping verbs and also about the verbs of possession.